because they dare to be seen and heard. No connection. It's just
Hello, champions. Good evening. Trust we are doing amazing. Trust you had a very beautiful day and trust you are ready for tonight. So I want to be sure that we are going to join this session in numbers, in good numbers tonight and really impress me. So because our last session, we didn't have so many of you guys join. So I want to believe that we're going to do better tonight. So, okay, I can see one person. If you are live, respond to this. Tell me I am live and I'm ready for tonight. If you are here now, tell me I am live and I'm ready for tonight. So, tell me I am live and I am ready for tonight. If you are here now, tell me I am live and I'm ready for tonight. I want you to go and call other champions to also come on board so that they don't miss this session. So in case it's the first time you're joining this session, what we are currently having is called our book review session. We are currently reading a book inside the Operation Take Charge Challenge pre-challenge. So the book is called How to Go From Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. How to go from where you are to where you want to be. And this book has changed a lot of lives. It has helped a whole lot of people that have really taking it seriously. Me personally, it has helped me a whole lot. And a lot of champions have joined previous batches. I think we started reading it from last batch, which is the batch that we just concluded, that started in January and ended last month. So if you are here and you have been reading this book, I'm sure it has helped you a whole lot. We have gotten a lot of reviews from a lot of champions that this book has really impacted. So in case you are just joining, that does not mean that you cannot also read the book. It is a personal determination because we started the pre-challenge since last month and we are ending it. We are ending it this month end. That's Tuesday. So, but you can still continue reading it at your own pace and also implementing. So, because we're going to be starting our challenge proper by 13th of May, and then we're going to have our orientation session on the 12th of May. So, this if you are live, tell me I am live and I'm ready for tonight. This is not a regular book review session. It's going to be really interesting, just like we have always had. And not just interesting, but actually very impactful. So tonight, last week, we talked about take action. Yes, we talked about take action. We said that talk is cheap. Don't just talk about what you want to do, but actually take action about what you want to do. Take action on what you want to do. They said the world does not care about who has the best ideas. It only cares about who takes action, right? So they will only pay you for the action that you take. If you have good product to sell and you don't even talk about it, you didn't post it, you didn't do nice videos on it, you didn't hype it, you're on your own, nobody's going to buy. So maybe you have nice ideas on your head, but you didn't even tell anybody about it. You didn't pitch your ideas to people that would invest in it or even take action on it or look for ways to raise money to push it. So nothing is going to happen. So tonight we're going to talk about one thing that actually make you not to execute, that actually prevents you from taking action, which is what? Which is what? Somebody should tell me what it is, so I'm going to know that you guys are actually following this book review. So we're talking about one important thing. I want to share something on my status right now. So I want to talk about one important thing, right, that actually hold a lot of people back from taking the action that they want to take, right? So who can tell me what that one thing is? If you have been following the book review or if you have been following the book reading, I'm sure that you would know what I'm talking about. So what is that thing I'm talking about? Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. What is that thing I'm talking about that always prevents people from taking action? Right? What is that thing I'm talking about? I'm with you. Tell me, tell me, tell me. I want to be sure that you guys know what I'm talking about you guys are really following the book review, because this book review is not just about me coming here to talk. It is about us actually. I'm trying to get you to understand the book better. I'm trying to get you to implement the book better. I'm trying to help you internalize the book better and actually get good results from this book. So who can tell me what I want to talk about tonight that always hold us back from taking action? Nobody. Nobody. Hi, Tope. Hi, Yiba Collections. So, who are the other 5 people that are on this live that are not talking? If you are here tonight, tell me I am live and I'm ready for tonight. And also tell me, what is that one thing you think? Just tell me, according to you, if you know you have not read up to that part, but just tell me, what do you think is some one thing? Just give me one thing that you think actually hold people back from taking action. Or you don't want it to be interactive. You just want it to be talking. You don't want to join the conversation at all. It's not concerning you at all. Okay, who can tell me that one thing that actually hold people back from taking action? If I did not get response, I will assume that you guys don't want to actually have this session. So because we like to have interactive sessions, we don't want to just talk and go. I'm listening. So we're going to review that particular principle, talking about that one thing that hold people back. I'm also going to talk about another principle that would really help you to succeed as a person. So nobody is giving any response to that. Hi, Ubeda. Nobody is giving response to that. I'm not in the chapter. You're not in the chapter. I'm not saying you should be in the chapter. Just give me what you think is one thing that actually hold people back from taking action. So this particular principle is talking about, can we get any response at all? Yes, you are looking at me, but you cannot just type one thing. Yes, you. You are looking at me. I'm just coming back from somewhere. I'm supposed to say, oh, I'm tired. I've been out since morning, but I still try to, because I know that, okay, some of you are hyped for this session already. So, and you're not giving me the vibe I want. I can just end this live and say we're not doing again. This is like a free. I'm giving you my time for free. This is not part of the challenge at all. This is just like my freebie for you. And I can say I'm not doing, and I'm not doing none here. So if you know you are with me, tell me that. Then tell me one thing you think hold people back. You are a person, right? You have been in a situation where you want to do a lot of things, but you did not do it. Just tell me one of the things that you think hold you back. Okay, thank you. Procrastination. More examples, please. More reasons. Laziness. Procrastination, laziness. Good, thank you for that. Anyone else? Procrastination. Good. Those are some things that hold people back from taking action. So laziness. What else? We are about 7 here, even though we are not up to the number we're supposed to be. At least let us be active. It's not just about quantity but quality. What else do you think something that hold people back? Low self-esteem. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so thank you for all your responses, and you that did not respond, you know yourself, right? So you want to be a, what's it called, a front seater. You want to be confident. If you are inside OTC, you want to be confident, a confident person. You want to talk. Nobody is going to beat you. Nobody will beat you, right? So you want to talk. Being afraid to spend. Being afraid to spend. I don't know what's wrong with these people that are stressing me with this their referral link. They don't. Being afraid to spend money. Okay. Being afraid to spend money. I agree. So that's one of the things. So now you are actually very close to what we want to review tonight, which is fear. 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 So fear is one big thing that actually hold people back from taking action. Many people actually procrastinate because they are afraid. Many people have low self-esteem because they are afraid. So when you want to do something but you can't do it because you feel like, oh, can I even do it? Right? So it is fear, because you feel like, can I do it? Can I actually do it? Who I be? Who am I? Who be me? Can I actually achieve this thing? That is fear. Fear is one very, 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 very big thing that can hold you back a whole lot, right? that can hold you back. So Pino Word said, thinking nobody will. I don't know why these people are stressing my life. Nobody will buy, okay? They are stressing my life, okay? Fault finding, laziness, fear of unknown, procrastination. Thank you so much. So those are many things that hold people back. But one very big one is fear, right? So now this principle is saying that you should experience your fear and take action anyway. Experience your fear and do what? Take action anyway. Experience your fear and take action anyway. You see, they said, so they're telling us one kind story now. They said, we come this way but once. We can either tiptoe through life and hope that we get to death without being too badly bruised, or we can live a full complete life, achieving our goals and realizing our widest dreams. So the person that said this is Bob Proctor, self-made millionaire, radio and TV personality, and success trainer. So this person said that you come to this world only once, right? You have two options. You can either be working small, small and be tiptoeing your way through life, right? Until you die. Like just be hoping that one day I shall die, one day I will die, and be just be doing things shike, small, small, and just be sluggish and just be afraid and just be, when you're tiptoeing, instead of you to walk confidently, do things, but you're now like doing it small, 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 small. You can either do that, or you can live a full, complete life, achieving your goals and realizing your wildest dreams. You have the what's it called? The choice to make. You have the choice to make. It's either you tiptoe through life. So when you are afraid of doing things, it means that you are tiptoeing through life. You're not doing what you're supposed to do because you're afraid, of what people will say, because you're afraid of whatever and whatever. And you can actually like live your life, right? Achieve your dreams. Yes, you have the two options to do that. So he said that I have insecurities, but whatever I'm insecure about, I don't dissect it, but I will go after it and say, what am I afraid of? He said that an average success people can tell you they have failed so much more than they have success. They have had success. He said he has had far more failures than he has had success. With every commercial he has gotten, there were 200 he did not get. You have to go after what you are afraid of. So this is said by an actor who starred in television series, is it Echoes or Akkus, something like that. So they are saying that if you look at people that are successful, they fail more than they succeed. So if you think that, okay, because you failed, or because you are afraid of failure, you don't do what you're supposed to do, you will not achieve success. You have to fail. You have to not be afraid of anything. Don't be afraid of failing. Just go and do it. Because an average successful person fail more than they achieve success. An average successful people fail more than they achieve success. That is what this book is telling us. So don't be afraid of failure if you really want to achieve success. He said, as you move forward on your journey from where you are to where you want to be, you are going to have to confront your fears. Because this book, we have been talking about a lot of things before we got to this point. That's why I always tell people that if you join late, it will pain you. If you miss from this pre-challenge, it will pain you. It's not because I want to market. I don't just sugarcoat things. I say it the way it is because it is true, right? I don't like to sell markets. I don't like to make people join my classes. So I tell you the way it is. The last Operation Take a Challenge batch that we had, during this pre-challenge, the book review, the reading of book, somebody closed a deal worth millions. And people, like a lot of you can actually achieve all of those things. You just need to implement everything here. Some of you have not even opened the book at all to talk of reading. So what do you expect? That's why you're not really getting value from this pre-challenge. This pre-challenge is supposed to help you. Normally, if you join a class, that's supposed to just tell you the class is starting on so date. The group is going to be locked before that date. Nobody's going to talk to you about anything. It's maybe the day before the class. And I say, oh, 2 days, tomorrow we're starting. So, but we want you to actually become a better person. We want you to become a person that takes responsibility. We want you to be a person with wild goals and vision, because it is not just about learning how to sell. you need to also know, like, you need to work on your personality, on yourself. You need to have big goals, big visions, because this challenge is about actually going from a small business to a big business, actually going from small to big. We want you to achieve your wildest dreams, right? So some people don't even have any goals there before they join this class. But this book is going to help you to now set big goals for yourself, that you know that, oh, I'm definitely going to achieve these goals. It's going to help you an accountable person. It's going to help you be a person that has their vision board, that knows that, okay, I'm following a process, right? That don't make excuses, that take action, because this challenge you have to take action. So this book has talked about a lot of things. Like, the principle we are currently reviewing is principle 14, right? Imagine you have reviewed principle 1, which is take 100% responsibility for your life, declare why you are here, decide what you want, believe it is possible, believe in yourself, become an inverse paranoid, unleash the power of goal setting, chunk it down, success leaves clues, release the brakes, see what you want, get what you see, act as if, take action. And this is the 14th principle, which is experience your fear and take action anyways. So this book, every principle is not scattered. It is like building on each other. So if you really want to understand it and make the most of it, go and read the book from the beginning. The book is on our Telegram channel, and you will see the link on the group description. Join the Telegram channel and start reading the book, and thank me later. So they are saying that you should do what? That everything you want to achieve, because I've already talked about goal setting. Now you have your goal that you want to achieve. But when you want to go and achieve that goal, you're definitely going to be afraid. You'll be confronted by fear. Fear is natural. Don't think that, okay, fear is just, maybe it's you that is always afraid. Other people are not afraid. It's a lie. Everybody is afraid. Whenever you start a new project, take on a new venture, or put yourself out there is usually fear. Unfortunately, most people let fear stop them from taking the necessary steps to achieve their dreams. Meanwhile, successful people, they feel the fear along with the rest of us, but they don't let it keep them from doing anything they want to do or they have to do. You understand that fear is something to be acknowledged. You acknowledge it, that, oh, fear, normal. I know that you dey now. I know, say you dey. Tell the fear that I know, say you dey. Experience it. Experience the fear. Somebody say experience. I'm going to experience my fears. Tell me in the comment section. I'm going to experience my fears. So fear is something that you should acknowledge, you should experience, and you should take along for the ride. Just like when you are driving. Just like you're not afraid of those big, big trailers. But you will not say because you're afraid that you leave the steering on the road. No, you still have to drive. You still have to protect yourself. That is how fear is. You need to acknowledge it. You need to experience it and take it along. It must be with you. You must enjoy it. So they have learned to feel the fear and do it anyway. So they now said, why are we so fearful? Why are we so fearful? So millions of years ago, fear was our body's way of signaling us that we were out of our comfort zone. So fear is always telling you that, like, years ago, millions of years ago, fear is always telling us that, oh, you are out of your comfort zone. You are not in the place that you normally stay. Maybe normally you are always like aiming to sell 10 pieces of your product. Now you now want to aim to sell 50 pieces of your product. Normally you'll be afraid because you have left your comfort zone. You are no more in what you normally do easily. Now you have challenged yourself to do more than you normally do. So fear is natural. Fear is going to be there. So those days, those millions of years ago, it always alerts us for possible danger, and it gives us the boost of adrenaline that we needed to run away. So fear will give you that boost that, okay, run away, something is going to happen, something bad is going to happen. So, for instance, if a tiger is coming, you're going to be afraid now. That is what fear used to do. So we now said that this response was useful in the days when tigers were chasing us. But today, most of our threats are not all that life threatening. Most of the things that are happening is not threatening your life like that. Today, fear is more of a signal that we must stay alert and cautious. Like when you are afraid, the fear is not telling you to run away because it's not really like, it's not life threatening. It's not like maybe there is fire. Even if there is fire, you must not run away like that. You must look for a solution. You have to go and switch off the switch where the fire is coming from? Do you have to go and take the fire dispenser? Do you have to call the fireplace? So you must take the needed action. He's telling you, it is alerting you. That is what fear of today is. So you must experience it and take action anyways. You can feel the fear, but we can still move forward anyway. Think of your fear as a 2-year-old child who doesn't want to go grocery shopping. Who doesn't want to go grocery shopping with you? You wouldn't let a 2-year-old mentality run your life because you must buy grocery. You will have to take the 2-year-old along with you. So that's like when you are going out and your baby is saying that, Mommy, I'm not going out though. So you don't say because your baby said she's not going out, then you want to go out too. You have to bring her. Oh, yeah, let's go, let's go. You go. You don't have choice, right? So you have to acknowledge your fear and do whatever you want to do anyways. So the next thing they said here is that you have to be willing to feel the fear. It's all right. You have to be willing to feel the fear. How many of us really want to feel the fear? Yeah, like, do you want to feel fear? Like, so he said some people would do anything to avoid the uncomfortable feeling of fear. If you're one of those people, you run an even bigger risk of not getting what you want in life. So if you don't want to experience fear, if you don't want to feel your fear, you may not achieve what you want in life, because most of the good stuff requires taking a risk. If you want any big thing, like people that go into politics, for instance, it is always a risk. Most of them, some of them will go and borrow money to do it. Some of them will say, oh, some people that jackpot self, some of them don't have the money, they'll go and borrow the money. They are taking a risk. They are afraid though. Another person will say, me, I cannot do it, or me, I know. Do you understand? So me, I'm not saying you should borrow money to jackpot. I'm just giving you an example of what fear can do. Like now, you took action, you paid and joined OTC, even though you are not sure what the outcome could be. Some people may be out there and say, yeah, I cannot pay. What if it's not work for me? They're afraid, right? So if you're afraid, there's a high risk that you may not achieve what you want in life, because the nature of a risk is that it doesn't always work out. People do lose their investments, people do forget their lives, people do fall off the mountain, people do die in accidents. But the old adage so wisely tells us, nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you don't do anything, you will not gain anything. You don't do anything, you know what? So you know of that point when it said no, and no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. That is what this is saying. So this is one said, I think one of the secrets to myself is that I'm willing to be terrified. And I think a lot of people are not willing to be scared to death. That is why they don't achieve their big dreams. Like, you must be willing to be scared. So they're telling a story of somebody. So somebody, okay, somebody that did something really, really like scary, right? So I think they went for a mission, like all these military mission. And then when they got to their location, they burnt down all their ships. And that place, all those places that you have to go on top of water to go to the location. So when they got to their location, they burnt down all their ships, which means that there is no going back. Somebody said there is no going back. There is no going. Many people used to go and then they'll come back. I'm afraid I cannot do this thing. Can I really do this thing? Right? So they say that there is no going back. So they have to face their fear and they have to achieve what they want to achieve. So they burnt down all their ships and focused on achieving victory in the war or whatever they were going for. So this one said, fantasized experience appearing real. So another important aspect to remember about fear is that as humans, we have also evolved to the stage where almost all of our fears are now self-created. Can you hear that? Like, almost all of our fears are self-created. We frighten ourselves by fantasizing negative outcomes to any activity we might pursue or experience. So maybe you want to rent a store, instead of you to be thinking that, oh, it's going to go well, you're thinking negative, like, must say sales will come, everywhere will be dry. So like, we create our fears by ourselves. Luckily, because we are the ones doing this fantasizing, we're also the ones who can stop the fear and bring ourselves into a state of clarity and peace by facing the actual facts. So rather than giving in to our imaginations, we can choose to be sensible. Psychologists like to say that fear means real, appear. Okay. They are saying the full meaning of fear. So they say that you can either choose to be afraid and creating the fantasy of bad things happening, or actually thinking of, okay, good things are going to happen. So they said psychologists say that fear means Fantasized experiences appearing real. That's the full meaning of fear. Fantas Fantasized experiences appearing real. That is what psychologists call fear. So like when you like things that are not real, so you now fantasize and think of it as something that is real. So it's like to help you to better understand how we actually bring unfounded fears into our lives, make a list of things you're afraid to do. This is not a list of things you're afraid of, such as being afraid of spiders, but things you're afraid to do. So like write a list. They said that you should write a list of things that you're afraid to do, like asking for and leaving the job that you hate, leaving your kids alone with a sitter, take 2 weeks away from the office, ask your friend to look at your new business opportunity, delegate any part of your job to others, ask Sally out, like ask somebody out for a date. Like what are those things that you're afraid to do? Maybe start a business. I have the idea in my head. Maybe leave my current job. Maybe look for a job. Maybe look for a business to start. Maybe create an offer for a layer sales and it's going to sell out. Maybe so like things that you're afraid to do, list out those things. List out, that's like a task. One thing about this book is that it comes with task, right? Champions, are you with me? Non-champions, are you with me? So it comes with task which you must intentionally do. Do you understand? You want to intentionally do this task. You don't just want to read the book as if it's a novel. No, you do it as if it is a workbook, right? It is a workbook. As you are reading it, you do the task so that you can be able to go back to it and now see, okay, how can I implement this thing? What are the things that I'm afraid of doing? I'm afraid of creating a video because of what people are going to say. I'm afraid of talking about my business morning, afternoon, night. I'm afraid of. So what are the things that you're afraid of? Write them out, right? Now go back and restate each fear using the following formats. They said go back to all the lists that I have written out and restate each fear using the following formats. So is it only Hidayah that is with me? What about others? I want to dash and I scare myself by imagining dash. I want to dash and I scare myself by imagining dash. Maybe I want to create the biggest kinikon. Maybe Ubeda is into Zobo, for instance. I want to create the biggest Zobo drink warehouse. And I'm scared. And I scare myself by imagining that it will not go well. Right? They want you to write it down. Like something like, I want to ask my boss for a raise, but I scare myself by imagining he would say no and be angry with me for asking. I want to ask Sally out for a date, and I scare myself by imagining that she would say no and I would feel embarrassed. I want to go skydiving, and I scare myself by imagining that my parachute would not open and I would be killed. I want to leave my kid with home with a sitter, but I scare myself by imagining that something terrible would happen to them. So the key words are I scare myself by imagining, because all fear is what? Self-created. All fear is what? Self-created. By imagining some negative outcome in the future. This is some of the fear. The new format would be okay. So you always like you're the one that created your fear by yourself. So you tell yourself, and I scare myself by imagining, right? So because you're the one that is imagining those negative outcomes in your head. So now, how do you get rid of fear? Can we continue? How do we get rid of fear? He said, I have lived a long life and had many troubles, most of which never happened. One way to actually disappear your fear is to ask yourself what you are imagining that is scary to you, and then replace that image with its positive response. They said that one way to actually disappear your fear, to make your fear cold disappear, you should never come back again, is to ask yourself, what are you imagining that is scaring you? Like what you have written down, those imagination that is scaring you. Then replace that image with its positive response, like a positive opposite. So instead of imagining that the person that you want to ask out will say no, start imagining, replace it with that he's going to say yes. So let us see. He said he gave an example that there was a day he was actually flying to Orlando to give a talk, and he noticed that a woman next to him was gripping the arm of her seat so tightly that her knuckles were turning white. Like, you know, when you're holding your seat very tightly, that your knuckle is turning white, that means you're holding it with all your strength. So he introduced himself and told her that he was a trainer, and he said that he couldn't help but notice her hands. Then he asked her, are you afraid? And the woman said, yes. And he said, would you be willing to close your eyes and tell me your what thoughts or images you are experiencing in your head? So he asked the woman to close her eyes and tell me, okay, what are the things you are thinking? And the woman said, he's imagining that the plane will crash. She's imagining that the train is going to what? Is going to crash. Now say, hey, really? Okay. She now asked the woman that where is she going to in Orlando? Like, what is she going to do? What are you headed? What are you headed to Orlando for? And the woman said she wants to go and spend 4 days with her grandchildren at Disney World. Like she's going to a very amazing place. She's going to a fun place, but she's still afraid and thinking that what if this plane crashes? Then he told the woman that instead of thinking like thinking those maybe plane is going to crash, she close her eyes and imagine herself in Disney World in one of the gondolas with her grandchildren, right? In the It's a Small World attraction. So the woman actually closed her eyes and then she started seeing the smiles of her grandchildren, how everybody's smiling, how everything is bubbling, right? Then at that point, he started to sing. He started to sing for the woman that it is a small world after all. It's a small world. Maybe the song they used to sing in that Disney World. So he was singing that song to the woman so that the woman can feel like she was already there. And her face relaxed, her breathing deepened, and her hands released their grips. So she stopped holding very tight. So in her mind, she was already at Disney World. She had replaced the catastrophic picture of that plane crashing with a positive image of her desired outcome. And instantly, her fear disappeared. So when you are thinking that, oh, maybe the sales you want to run is not going to sell, maybe people are not going to buy, maybe this, maybe that, and then you now replace it with, oh, people are buying, like you will feel more at ease, right? Start replacing all the negative things, negative assumption, negative fantasy, negative imagination to positive. Replace the physical sensation fear brings. So they said another technique that work for relieving fear is to focus on the physical sensation you are currently feeling. So they said sensations you are probably just identifying as fear. Next, focus on those feelings you would like to be experiencing instead. So, like for instance, now focus on those feelings you would like to be experiencing instead. Okay, so when you are feeling somehow because you are afraid, you'll be feeling somehow, you'll be feeling terrified, you don't really feel good, you'll be feeling like something bad is going to happen. So replace that feeling with another kind of feeling of when something is good, like feel courageous, feel confident, feel calm, feel joy. So fix these two impression firmly in your mind's eye, then slowly shuttle back and forth between the two. So this one is like something you would have to like read and understand. But let me see. After a minute or two, the fear will dissipate and you find yourself in a neutral centered place. I'm trying to like understand it better now because remember when you triumph in the face of fear. So another technique that works for relieving fear is to focus on the physical sensation you are currently feeling. So the sensation you are probably just identifying as fear. So like when you're afraid, how are you feeling physically? Like focus on that way you are feeling physically, right? Then next, focus on those feelings you would like to be experiencing. So like now maybe when you are afraid, you are feeling anxious, like maybe you are shaking your body or you're just doing like this. And then focus on what you're going to be feeling when you are not afraid, like courageous, like calm, like joy. But then you now say fix these two different impressions firmly in your mind's eye, like just be looking at it when you are feeling afraid and not feeling really good, feeling anxious, and then we going back and forth to those both feeling like 15 seconds. I don't know if you guys can relate. So like after a minute or two, the fear will disappear. That's what they are saying. So it depends on the kind of fear you are feeling. So instead of feeling only on that fear, try to like go back and forth. Feel like you're afraid, then feel like you're not afraid, as if you are confident. Before you know it, the fear would go away. So then they said the next thing is remember when you triumphed in the face of fear. So did you ever learn to dive off a diving board? So they said this one is saying that there was a time that you did well, even though you were afraid, right? So maybe when you went to go and swim for the first time, and then you were afraid and you were able to learn how to swim and you are now a very good swimmer. Just remember that time, right? So remember the things that you have done before and when you were afraid and you still succeeded. And when you remember it, it's going to make you like want to still face your fear again. So he said you should remember the first time that you drove a car, or the first time that you kissed somebody on a date, or when you got the model for everything that happens in life. Yeah, okay, you have okay. New experiences will always feel a little scary. Like when you want to do something new, you are going to be scared. They are supposed to. That's the way it works. But every time you face a fear and do it anyway, you would build up that much more confidence in your ability. So when you're afraid and you do something, you are going to be more confident. It's going to help you be more confident. Do you understand? So the next thing they are saying here, scale down the risk. Scale down the risk. So they said Anthony Robbins says, if you can't, you must. And if you must, you can. I agree. It is those very things that we are most afraid to do that provide the greatest liberation and growth for us. That thing that you're afraid to do is what is going to give you the greatest liberation, that is going to make you free and you're going to grow. You can see people that are growing, not like they're not afraid of doing what they're doing, but they still did it anyway. So it is if fear is so big that it paralyzes you, or scale down their okay, if the fear is too big, like, oh, you are so afraid of what you want to do that you cannot even do anything, it paralyzes you. What they say you should do is what? So what they say, scale down the risk. Scale down the risk. What they say, scale down the risk. So take on smaller challenges and work your way up. So if you're starting your first job in sales, call on prospects or customers you think will be the easiest to sell to first. If you're asking for money for your business, practice on those learning sources whom you wouldn't want to get involved with. So if you're taking on new responsibility at work, start by asking to do part of a project you are interested in. So like just start with something smaller, right? Scale down the risk. When you are maybe you're afraid of doing video, you can start with voiceover. Maybe you're afraid of selling, you can try to sell to somebody around you first. You can try to mute some people from your status first. Maybe you can just try to select some few of your contacts and post to them first, right? So before you now post to other people, right? That's how you scale down the risk. When your fear is really a phobia, this one is like very, very long. So it's talking about, phobia is like a word that replaces fear, right? So it's still like fear, but in another, maybe in another language or something. So they're talking about a story of somebody that the fear was, it was really true, like it was real. So like the person has a fear of climbing the lift. There was a time I'm always afraid of climbing the lift as well. You know all those lifts that have staircase. I'm always afraid to climb it. Whenever I see it, I'm just like, is there another staircase you can climb? I don't want to climb it, right? So that's like a real phobia. Though I can still climb it if they force me anyway. Like it was not really like a real phobia like that. So, but this person has the fear of going into an elevator, right? So, um, and they said if you have that serious phobia, it can actually inhibit your ability to be successful because you are very, very afraid. Some people are afraid of flying aeroplane. Excuse me. Some people are afraid of flying aeroplane at all, like they cannot even fly. They are so, so afraid. So, and it can actually inhibit their probability of success, right? So they said what you can do to cure that is a 5 minute phobia cure developed by Dr. Roger Callahan. It is easy to learn and can be self-administered as well as facilitated by a professional. So what did they say you can do for with this particular 5 minute phobia cure? So they said that the process uses a simple but precise pattern of tapping on various points of the body while you simultaneously imagine the object or experiences that stimulate your phobic reactions. So this one, I may sound like the English is plenty, but it's actually like explanatory. So what they are saying is that they should they use a simple but precise pattern of tapping. They will tap on various points of the body, and then the person is going to imagine the object or experience that stimulates their phobic reaction. He said it acts in much the same way as a virus in a computer program by okay. So let us just look at the story he said here. When he was leading a seminar for real estate agents, a woman revealed that she had a fear of walking up the stairs. In fact, she had experienced it that very morning. When in response to her request for directions to the seminar, the bellman had pointed to a huge staircase leading to the grand ballroom. Fortunately, there was an elevator, so she made it to the seminar. So the woman said she cannot climb staircase. She's afraid of staircase. Me, I'm afraid of elevator. She's afraid of staircase. So then she told the man that, oh, me, I'm always afraid of staircase. So that if there was no elevator, she would have turned back and not actually attended that seminar. So she admitted that she had never been on the second floor of any home that she had ever seen. You know, she's a real estate agent. She's a real estate, is it agent? Yeah. So, but she cannot climb staircase. How is she going to go and be showing people the house that they want to rent or they want to buy from Ada? Okay, this is how the house is, and take them upstairs. No, it's going to inhibit her success. It's going to like hold back her career. Can you guys like can you relate with what I'm trying to say? Can you relate? So she said that she'd not used to go to the second floor at all. She has never gone to second floor before. So instead, she would pretend that she had already been up there, then tell the buyers what they would find on the second floor. Like, okay, go to the second floor, you will find this, you will find that. On the basis of her reading of the listing sheet and let them explore it on their own. So she will not go up. She will stay downstairs. She will do as if she has gone before. She will say, okay, you will see this, you will see that, and let them go by themselves. So he did. So the man now said he did a 5 minute phobia cure with her, and then he took all other people out of the same hotel stairway that petrified her earlier that day. With no hesitation, heavy breathing or drama, she walked up and down the stairs twice. It is that simple. How did she do it? How did she do it? Read the book to find out. Read the book to find out, right? So they actually explain in the book, but we have just few minutes left. I think we have just 5 minutes left. So I don't want to talk too much into that. So it is like a practical process that maybe you would have to like test on yourself to see how it is done. So the next thing they say is like take a leap, come to the edge. So take a leap. Do all the successful people I know have been willing to take a chance. Leap means like a chance. Have a leap of faith, even though they were afraid. Sometimes they were terrified, but they knew that if they did not act, the opportunity would pass them by. They trusted their intuition and they simply went for it. Progress always involves risk, and you cannot steal second base and keep your foot on first. So you have to take a leap, you have to take action, you have to take a risk, you have to believe in yourself and actually do what you need to do, right? So the next thing is that taking a leap can actually transform your life. So there are a lot of stories in this book that would inspire you. So this guy that wrote this book, he has actually like taken stories from different people and put them together into this book. Real life stories of what has happened to a lot of successful people. So and what they have done. So he said that taking a leap can actually transform your life. I think I read a part of this book when they were talking about somebody. That person, can you imagine what that person did? So he actually had like a training room, like a training place that used to train people. And that training place became very filled up and needed another space. So there was now a space beside the place where he was training. The space was like vacant. There were somebody was there before, but the person left and it was vacant. And then they did not even put any phone number there that can be called. That okay, who is the owner of this space? And he need another space, and he want the space to be closer. When he saw it was like an opportunity. So instead of now waiting and saying, nobody is here, or maybe I should just leave it, he took the space and started using it until the person now came after maybe 6 months. And the person was even willing to give the money for him that, for you to be that confident, like he has never seen somebody as confident as that to go and take his space. I want to ask, can you do such? Can you do such? Can you do such? Can you do such? So I'm going to review 2 more chapters. So this one, he said, be willing to put it all on the line for your dream. Be willing to put it all on the line for your dream. This place talked about a real estate person as well. This real estate consultant did a lot of amazing stuff as explained in this book. He wrote a book, how to buy real estate with little or no money, down. So he now wanted to sell the book. He had a big goal for the book. And you cannot if you want to sell a book, you want to sell anything at all, and you want to really make a lot of sales from that thing, you have to go all out. You have to do crazy marketing. So you had to go all out and gave big promises, which backfired. So they told him that he had to confirm that the promise was real, right? He had to confirm that the promise was real, that he had to go and buy real estate without any money down, because they wanted to sue him. Like a reporter wanted to sue him. All these newscaster, they're like, oh, how can you be lying? It's a lie. So this person wanted to see the end of him, and he had to do that thing. So like he was willing to put it all on the line for his dream. So if you have not read this book, go and read it. Like I said, this book was this was supposed to be a book review session. Like we're supposed to have some of you guys that have read the book that are vibing. So but everybody just listening, you don't want to hear talk, you don't want to come with any what's it called addition, which is not really good. And I understand that some of us just joined, but you need to read the book yourself to really internalize everything inside. So they said if you want to achieve any high goal, you're going to have to take some chances, right? Need to take some chances. There are a lot of stories here. So there are a lot of stories here, but I think this story is still a continuation of that man, that real estate man. So that was saying that you can buy a land with little or no money. The talker said no. Mashida said you could not, but now you might give it such a try. So like there were a lot of stories actually in this book. There are a lot of stories that would actually inspire you to go outside of your comfort zone and do something that would look like not normal by some people, but it's actually like you taking a risk, you doing what you need to do, and people are going to be, it's like the outcome is going to really wow you. So another thing he said last year is high intention, low attachment. High intention, low attachment. High intention, low. What this means is that if you want to remain calm and peaceful as you go through life, you have to have high intention and low attachment. Don't be too attached to your goals, but know that okay, these are the things I want to achieve, but don't be too attached. You do everything you can do to create your desired outcome and then let it go. Like do everything within your power. Don't say that this thing did not work out. Don't attach yourself too much, right? Just do everything you can do. Sometimes you don't get the intended result by the date that you want. That is life. You just keep moving at the direction of your goal until you get there, right? Have low attachment or high intention. Sometimes the universe has other plans, and often they are better than the ones that you had in mind. That is why he recommend with adding this phrase, this or something better. So whenever you are affirming or you want something, you can say this or something better to the end of your affirmation. So say when he was vacationing, so this was another story that I think I can remember the story. So say when he was vacation, like they went on a vacation with his, I think his grandchild or his child. So and they wanted to just enjoy themselves. Or something happened. Somebody in the place where they were having fun, I think in two like husband and wife, they fell down and they had an accident and they had to like help them. So they were not able to really enjoy their vacation. They were helping those ones. They took them to the hospital, stayed with them. Not that these guys were actually like a very big personality, and this actually opened like a big network for them eventually. So normally they are supposed to be attached that oh, I want to do vacation, I'm not able to enjoy my vacation, this vacation. But they're actually like okay, they know that they can always do that next time. So when you want to achieve something, that doesn't mean that you should not like help other people along the way. Doesn't mean that you should be so attached. Whenever one does, so the last thing they said in this particular principle, they said, I have learned over the years that whenever one door seemingly closes, another door opens. You just have to keep positive, stay aware, and look to see what it is. Instead of getting upset when things don't unfold as you anticipated, always ask yourself the question, what is the probability that this is? I don't really understand that question, Sha. So, but what they are saying is that whenever you want to achieve something, it's not everything that you want to achieve that you'll be able to achieve at the time that you put for it. You may not achieve it at that time, but you have to keep going in the same direction and keep facing your fears and doing what you can do. Just do things that are within your control that you know you can do. Do you understand? So I wanted to review this ask for us, which is the last principle we're going to be reviewing for OTC pre-challenge. So because this book is actually still longer, you can still continue reading it. I think it's about 400 and something pages, and we're only reviewing 200 pages inside OTC. So this ask is just for you. If you're always afraid to ask people like questions, maybe you are in a particular field and there are people that are doing better than you cannot ask them. So he said that you should always ask. You have got to ask. Asking is world's most popular and neglected secret to success and happiness. Asking is what? World most popular in his own opinion. No. So like people are always afraid to ask because they think that maybe the person will not do it for them, maybe the person is not going to answer them. But you must always ask. So if you want to ask anything you want, just ask. So he said how to ask for what you want. When you want to ask, how do you go about it? Ask as if you expect to get it. Assume Ask somebody who can give it to you. Be clear and specific. So ask repeatedly, like don't ask once, ask again. Asking is also in sales, like asking people to buy from you is still asking. So ask the right people that have the money to pay you. Don't ask just once. Ask some of you we followed up with maybe like 5 times or 10 times before you pay for the challenge. So you have to keep asking. Ask as if you expect to get. Don't think that this person cannot even afford it. No, we are following you up. We are thinking, you can actually do it. We expect you to actually get on board. So that's how you ask people. Assume that you can. Assume you can. Don't start with the assumption that you cannot get it. So assume that you can get it and ask someone who can give you. Be clear and specific. So that's how you get to ask. Ask for anything that you want. Maybe you want. So if you want to spend some time with somebody, maybe with your husband, you want you guys to go for a date, don't just keep it to yourself. Ask him, right? Yes, confident way will give you understanding of thinking and seeing possibility. Yes. So ask. Right? Don't assume that you're supposed to know that you're supposed to do that thing. If you want your mom to do something for you, ask her. You want her to please give me more time to actually show up for my business. Ask. So start asking today, right? There are many stories here. There are many stories, but I don't want to take our time. Thank you so much, champions, for staying true. I hope we learned something. I hope we took out something from this particular session. Okay, Idayat said the review gives nostalgic feeling. Yes, if you have read the book, it's always sweeter. That's why I'm really not like it's kind of a little bit boring because you guys have not read the book, so it might be boring to you. But if you have read the book, it's more fun because you just be recalling. So it is a review. Supposed to have read it, then we review it together. It's not for me to just be telling you this, da 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 da. But it is all fine and good. I hope you got something from this session, and I hope you are going to go back to read. So we still have from today is 27th, so we have about 12 days left to the end of registration for the OTC, and we also have I think 14 days left to the start of the challenge. So when we start the challenge proper, you want to actually before we start the challenge proper, you still have like 14 days, so you can still read it maybe like 10 pages per day. You will go a long way. Even if you can read 5 pages per day, even if it's 3 pages per day, what matters is that like you are reading, because reading books are just as a way of helping you. Like reading books as a way of helping you. You just get that push. Like you're always getting pushed. Like things that you not do normally, you will start doing. I have a book whereby everything I got from this, like all the exercises in this book, I actually did it inside that book. The only exercise I did not do is that fear exercise. Like I did not really like took it as an exercise. So I did a lot of exercise, goal setting, purpose, many things I actually wrote it down in a book. So I can always go back to it. Anytime I go back to it, I have ginger, I'm energized because I remember when I was reading the book. So it's going to really help you, consistency and everything. So if you have gotten the free course as well, kindly make sure that you are watching it and you are implementing it. That is where the real money is, right? So any of the course you get, if you have any questions concerning the course, you can always ask in the DM, you can ask on the group chats. Also, you can also invite other business owners to come and join this challenge. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very life transforming. It's going to be very challenging. It's going to push you to go to out of your comfort zone. It's going to push you to want more for yourself. It's going to push you to know a lot and to sell massively on social media space. So you can always invite other people to join, right? And let them be praying for you through their lifetime. Yes. So have an amazing is it weekend or week ahead? And I think that's the end of our book review. I'm going to see you inside our orientation, which is going to be happening upper week Saturday. I'll be upper week Sunday, like after next week Sunday, the upper week Sunday. That's when we're going to be having our book review session, our orientation session. So I'm going to see you then. Bye for now.